You have found the land of Eos. Here, love, friendship, and peace rule supreme. However, the world is ever expanding, and along with it, denizens of both friend and foe. Things are not always as they seem here. Finding their own strengths and courage within one another is the only way the Guardians can survive. Take a listen, friend. Here are the Center Chronicles.
Miles quickly picks up Logic and follows Sam down into a medical lab.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to take a rain check on those waffles. Again.
Don't worry about it, Sam. Really. Take care of you gentlemen. I'll come by another time.
Thanks, Miles. But just so you know, there are some fresh waffles on the stove, nice and warm, and you're welcome to take them, but duty calls.
Thank you kindly, ma'am. Best of luck to both of y'all.
Sam nods and pulls out her medical scanner to see if there was something that she could diagnose easily. However, despite Logic's complaint of pain the night before and his clearly unconscious state, the scanner came back with a clean bill of health.
Must be broken.
No. My machine is perfect. It's been tested.
Then why does it say you're fine?
Logic slowly sits up and takes the machine from Sam. Despite their current situation, Logic begins to laugh.
Love?
Yes.
It helps if you turn it on.
It was responding.
It's in demo mode.
What? Why is that even a setting?
Well, I had to show you how it worked. It must have gotten rattled around in your bag during the whole hail incident.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Are you okay?
I am as good as I can get, my love. But there's no reason for us to use the lab, in case someone comes in with a real emergency.
Please, Logic. You deserve to not spend your whole life in pain. If there's something I can do to help, I will. But, babe, I have to know what I'm working with as a starting point.
Logic considers her words for a long moment.
Fine. Just let me adjust that. This would normally be a time that I'd start making machines to help, but frankly, I'm a little too sore. So let me just work on this slightly for a little bit, okay?
For the next hour or so, Logic exhausts himself further as he adjusts the medical scanner. Finally, he nods and hands it back to Sam.
I presume this works the same way it did?
Yeah.
Sam scans Logic, and as she does so, the small medical scanner sounds off with several different beeping alarms.
Well, it must not be in demo mode anymore. That's not good.
We don't know that. It's still processing, Logic.
Maybe you don't, but I built it. Let me see.
Logic snatches the scanner from Sam's hands.
Hey, rude.
Yeah, it's bad. Cancer. Like 30 kinds.
Sam takes the medical scanner back and starts to pace as she begins reading the report on the small screen.
That doesn't make sense.
That's what it says there, in big block letters.
No, Logic. Cancer doesn't exist here. Had I not spent a good chunk of time on the human side, I wouldn't know what it is.
So you can't treat it. That's okay. I didn't expect you to.
Just shut up a minute. Let me think.
Sam paces back and forth, muttering under her breath, and the hologram of her tail twitches. Logic knew that she would be rattling slightly if she could, and finds himself smiling despite the news of his diagnosis.
This has to be magically induced, Logic.
What do you mean?
Cancer is a mutation of your cells. Physically, you check out oddly enough, so something must be off with your magic. I think we need to go see Cell.
I'm sorry. What?
I can heal the body. I can help fix magical sparks, but even that's a little more physical. Khan is great at it too, but he has a greater gift for mental health. But while I can guess the problem is something to do with your magic, I think Cell might be a better help.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. It's just a feeling, Logic. And as you said, it won't hurt to try, right?
Logic looks as though he's just eaten a lemon.
Pain spike?
Who knew always being right would come back to bite my tail?
Me.
Hey!
Besides, I want to show you the new vine I developed that helped.
You are adorkable.
Excuse me?
I said what I said. I saw the vine. You fell asleep at your desk whilst waiting for the accelerated seedling to sprout.
Oh. Well, then I'm going to show you the grown-up version anyway. It's smaller than I thought it would be, but still super... You're distracting me.
Did it work?
For a minute. Look, she may not be able to help, but it's worth a shot.
Sam grabs Logic and her satchel, and they head into the forest. Meanwhile, great plumes of smoke are coming out of the chimney in Arya's workshop. She drops the blown glass wolf she's working on as someone pounds on her door.
Oh geez, oh geez, oh geez. It's a forge, but there's no hammers. No need to freaking break down the door.
No, I'm sorry.
No, he's not. Made sure we were heard.
Well, mission accomplished. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I just wanted to take you up.
What do you know about Eclipse?
I said you didn't have to come, Portal.
And have you disappeared again? Absolutely not.
I'm sorry, Arya.
No, don't worry about it. Come to think about it, this place is pretty safe for Portal, too. At least he can't start fires in here.
Challenge accepted.
Portal sends bolts of lightning around the room, and while they leave slight scorch marks, he finds nothing ignites.
This is so boring.
Portal, you're being exceptionally rude. Be nice.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. You guys want some tea?
What is this obsession with tea around here?
Well, how about my finest elixir of silence? I actually didn't mean that. I'm sorry.
Well, of course you don't mean it. But it was funny.
You should definitely do that much more.
Anyway, yes, we would love some tea.
Small, indignant squeaks emanate from Rael's pockets.
If I could bother you for...
My goodness, is that a sunrise?
Yeah, she likes to hang out in my pocket and sleep on my head.
Well, from what I read, sugar gliders like all kinds of food. but really like fruit. I have a strawberry I can cut up for her, and some walnuts, I think. And water, of course.
You did research?
Well, yeah, I like my friends to be comfortable.
Sunrise, the small sugar glider, darts out of Rael's pockets and climbs his chest to scale up to the top of his head.
Well, let's head inside, and I can get cleaned up real quick.
Is this gonna take long?
As long as it takes.
Fine.
Arya allows Portal and Rael into her home and sets them up with some tea.
Well, what questions do you have for me?
Arya, what was he like? Eclipse, I mean.
Mad. It was wonderful.
He was only mad at the end. Most of the time, he was lovely and sweet, I'll have you know.
Eclipse?
Yes?
The melt your face off, growls more than he talks, rearrange the whole land eclipse?
Yes?
Tell me your favorite memory of him.
So, he had the form of a mouse most of the time. He used to love it when I would do tricks in the air while he was on my back. I remember this one time. We were in the wilds, the jungle, and we were goofing off and it started to rain. I was in my human form as to not draw as much attention to myself, and it helps ease off predators, especially for him. It wasn't a huge storm or anything, and so we started competing on who could be the smallest, who could run between the raindrops, right? He thought he had a leg up on the contest because he was a mouse, right? Smug little son of a gun. What he didn't know was that I have a small beetle form, or I did then. So I shifted into it, and we were racing between the rainfall. I got too close to a drop of it, and it splashed all over me. So I'm not used to water actually being able to touch me, because it usually evaporates, fire. So after I spent a few seconds coughing and sputtering, he came to check on me. I ignited, which became a new game. Chase the candle flame. But then on, I was Firebug to him.
You sure did show that raindrop, Ari.
Darn right I did.
That's so weird.
No, it's just not what you would expect.
He sounds like he was nice.
Look, I loved the man, so of course it's easy for me to put on these rose-colored glasses. He had his faults too. We all do. It's just... He was capable of so much more than what people saw, as they only saw the final result of what he did. And ultimately, he healed the land. But people don't look past the anger.
Hard to? When he's destroying everything you care about?
Now I know you're lying.
I am not.
Ace was with you in that cave. She is everything to you.
No.
Sure.
Rael wasn't in that cave.
No. But clearly Eclipse, or whatever being is powerful enough to do such things, took extra steps to ensure he was safe. And Eclipse made it a point to send us out to find him.
We don't know why Eclipse wants him.
Why is it impossible for you to believe he was doing something good?
Because he has no good in him.
One person.
What?
It only takes one person to see it. Otherwise, explain why you still hang around.
Just shut up.
She's not attacking you, Portal.
Lightning begins to arch out of Portal's eyes, and he stands, knocking the chair over.
Really? Because it sounds an awfully lot like it.
Look, Ace sees the good in you, Portal, and so do I. Otherwise, the choices you're about to make really validate her comment.
Despite the electrical burns, Raelle reaches out, glowing white, and Portal calms down. Raelle's injuries heal themselves as he gently sits Portal back down. The group sits together in a moment of silence, with the exception of Sunrise, who chooses that moment to go and explore the strawberries Arya had set out for her. She lets out a squeak of delight and munches heartily.
So, what else did Eclipse do?
I mean, he was a really good friend. I'm not immune to having bad days, and I found that simply having him around always made me feel better. Even better than chocolate.
Ah, a fellow chocoholic, huh?
Well, yeah, I like the taste, but I'm an empath, which means I pick up on everyone's feelings, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent. Chocolate from the human world makes serotonin in the old bird brain. Because sometimes...
Arya glances in Portal's direction.
Our friends carry heavy burdens, and it gets really hard to separate my own feelings from theirs. So, chocolate helps. I'm learning to guard myself better, but sometimes it gets all jumbled up.
Oh no, that sounds awful.
No, not at all. It can be helpful, too. It's all a matter of learning to control yourself, really.
Is there anything else you could tell me about Eclipse?
Oh, I could bore you all day with memories.
Please, no.
One more, Portal, and I'll tell Ace that you dragoned out.
I didn't this time.
I didn't ask you to come here with me. You invited yourself. Now please, let me finish with Arya, then we will go on a flight. Okay?
Portal sighs and picks up a strawberry from Sunrise's plate, resulting in furious squeaking from the little creature, whom Raelle stops from charging at Portal, ready to bite.
Do you have to choose violence, brother?
Portal smiles and locks eyes with Sunrise, eating the strawberry while keeping eye contact.
Yes, I do.
Arya's unmistakable giggle is heard as she goes into the kitchen and grabs another strawberry.
Okay. Here you go, Sunrise. Raelle, I have many, many memories, and I'll tell you as many stories as you want to hear. But I think Portal may actually combust if I do. I have something, though, that I can give you that will show you what I know. It has a side effect, though.
I don't like it. Will it hurt him?
You are the one here who chooses violence, smarty pants. We worked too hard and paid too high a price to find him just to turn around and hurt him. He isn't causing anyone any harm, so there's no reason to just go off.
Do you actually need a reason?
Most people do.
Fucking weirdos.
No, I'm not going to hurt him. Moreover, I won't give it to him without consent. Give me a moment.
Arya disappears into the house and reappears a few moments later with an object enveloped in leather.
This is a glass sculpture, all right? So it is fragile. Be careful. It's the only one of its kind. I got to live them, so I don't need it. But it's imbued with the emotion and memory of Eclipse's time here as a mouse and on his final run. It is a black wolf in form, but is touch activated. It's powerful, and it'll feel like you are there. If you want it, it's yours.
Ari, I couldn't.
Of course you can. Think of it like a copy. I like to make them because when I'm reborn, I remember everything from the previous generation. But sometimes the emotion behind the memory can get a little detached. I made that fresh after hatching because the emotions were still there. I did that and have handled it enough that it won't be a problem for this generation. And it's not like I can't come ask to borrow it if I start to miss him too much.
Arya hands Rael the pouch, and he keeps his word to Portal. As they head out, both he and Portal shift into their animal forms. Sunrise tucks herself beneath Rael's wings, and they fly off. As Logic and Sam reach the forest, they find Miles and Cell heading out.
Oh, hey now, you're up and about. Look at you. That's great news.
Out for a stroll? You mentioned my name earlier, but you didn't seem distressed, so I met up with Miles and we were just having a nice chat. You heard me talking about you?
Cell points to the medallion hanging around her neck.
Whisper my name on the wind and I'll come to your aid. Remember? It wasn't on the wind. It was in my lab. And there was no wind, I assure you. Well, anyways, are you out here for a nice walk, or... Actually, I was wondering if you could help us with something. Of course. Miles, it was an absolute blast having a little chat. Smooth talker, that one.
I'll come round again soon, ma'am. I won't want to intrude on y'all's privacy. Sam, Logic.
Hello. And see you around?
I was banking on it.
All right. Sam, Logic, how can I help?
The Center Chronicles is a Land of Eos production written by LB with music and audio engineering by Jacob Howard and sound effects by Archangel Studios. Featuring the voice of the cast in order of appearance. Shinkibi as the introducer, Gavin Cash as the narrator, Gillian as Sam and Cell, Tart as Miles, Jacob Howard as Logic, the Merry Meg as Ari, Pukei as Rael, and Oliver Kahn as Portal. The Center Chronicles is a free weekly podcast that you can enjoy on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. The next episode airs Monday, October 2nd. Thank you for listening, and if you enjoyed the show, please like, comment, and subscribe. Give us a rating and let us know who your favorite character is. Until next time, friends.